So you can probably tell the difference between when you're walking down the street by yourself and you see an attractive girl versus when you're walking down the street with your boys and you see an attractive girl. You're probably more confident on the latter, right? The secondary one. You're probably more confident, you know, with your boys around you. You're already speaking to guys. You're already in that flow of being social. Then you see an attractive girl walking past and you have this kind of, this unspoken competition between you guys of like, right, yeah, bro, there's an attractive girl there. We've looked at each other. We've acknowledged her. Yeah, she's kind of fit, bro. All right, I can't pussy out now. My boys are here. They're watching, right? We've got this competition. I can't pussy out and not say hello to her. I've got to go and speak to her now. So this is interesting because I found that when I started getting into cold approaching, there were some days where it just came so easily. Like it was literally, it was like I was an expert. I just could cold approach any girl. There was no nerves. I was on it, bro. I was a fucking G. And then there were some days where I was like, oh shit, I'm really nervous. I kind of pussied out. I gave in to the fear. And I'm a very self-aware and analytical individual. So I really break down my situations and try and learn from them the best. And I guess that's why I'm a YouTuber, because I can give you guys the best advice, right? Now, what I learned through this is having some sort of competition, and it doesn't have to be with other people. I'm going to explain how you can kind of manipulate the competition aspect of things in your own brain to get you to do what you need to do. And we'll specifically use cold approaching as an example for this video because I think it's what a lot of guys struggle with. And this advice that I'm going to give you will literally overnight, you'll change and you'll be like, wow, I just feel like I'm just a G. I just know what to do. Everything just flows. I don't have to think about shit. It's like, yeah, I just go over there and speak to her. There's no fear. It's just fucking incredible, right? And it's because of competition. Anything in life, competition is just, it just makes you perform 10 times better. Having that motivation behind you of like, I have to perform. Having that ego motivation. Ego is fuel. Having that motivation behind it can make you perform 10 times better than if you were just by yourself and no one was watching. So we'll use this as an example, okay? Let's say there's two different types of competition I want to talk about. The first one is just standard competition. You're with your boys and you naturally, you want to perform better because yeah, your boys are watching, your boys are around you. You want to perform at your best. And the second one is mental competition, okay? And it's you competing with an imaginary figure in your head, which I like to call your enemy. We'll get onto that in a minute. If you've already watched me before, you probably already know what I'm talking about, but there's going to be some extra topics that I throw in here when it comes to the enemy thing that you can learn from, so don't just click off because you think, oh, I've already seen it before, because it's new information for you to be seen, all right? Now, we'll start on standard competition. So you're with your boys, two different scenarios, right? You're by yourself, you're in the gym, your boys aren't with you today, you're just in the gym by yourself, you're doing your workout, and you see an attractive girl over in the corner. She makes eye contact with you. She's clearly interested. You feel the nerves kick in. You feel fear. She's really fit and she's checking me out. And I should go and talk to her because it's pretty much a guaranteed success, right? She's clearly interested. She's not going to reject me because she's making eye contact. She's smiling. Right, whatever. But I'm still scared and I'm still nervous to go and approach her. Oh, shit, I'm just going to pussy out. I'm just going to give in. Because, again, there's no subconscious competition there. You don't have a reason to perform. And, again, your mind's always going to try and give you the excuse to take the comfortable option. And the comfortable option here is just to, pretend I'm doing my own thing. I'm too busy to go and talk to you because I'm working out. Let me just go and pussy out today and just not speak to her. That's the comfortable option. When you're by yourself and you don't have any motivation, naturally it's very easy to take the comfortable option, isn't it? So let's use the second example. You're in this exact same scenario, but now you've already socially warmed up because you've been with your boys and you guys are talking and shit. And yeah, you have this natural, healthy competition. You don't have to compete in the sense of like who can get more girls, but it's just the fact that you're surrounded by your boys. You feel a bit more brave. Your boys are there, they're hyping you up, whatever. Oh, there's a girl over there, she's checking me out, she's clearly fit. All right, go and speak to her then. Don't be a pussy, go and speak to her. And you can be motivated by ego. Yo, I'm standing with my boys. This happened to me sometimes. I'm standing with my boys in the gym and there'll be a fit girl over there. They haven't even clocked it. They don't even realize what's going on. But me and the girl have made eye contact. You know, she's clearly interested. Just the fact that I'm surrounded by my boys, surrounded by that masculine competition energy, I feel just like, yeah, let me go and show these guys what I'm about. I'm going to go over and cold approach and go and speak to the girl and, you know, and just use that ego as motivation. I want my ego fulfilled. I want them to think, oh, what a G. He's just gone over there and cold approach some random girl. I like that. It's a good motivation for you to use, yeah? And that's why competition is just 10 times better than just being by yourself. Now, a lot of guys don't have this group. They don't have a group of boys. They don't have this masculine brotherhood around them that they can rely on to make them brave like that. It's like the same thing when you're walking down the street by yourself, you know, and you're passing a group of guys. You might feel nervous, you might feel a bit anxious, whatever. If you're with your boys and you got your boys around you and you walk past that same group of guys, you're gonna feel brave as fuck. I got my guys with me. No one's touching us. Yeah, it makes you feel fucking invincible. And speaking to a girl becomes, it's fucking nothing. I'm invincible, I'm with my boys, I'm brave as fuck. Yeah, we're having a laugh, we're enjoying ourselves. It just gives you that extra boost, okay? Now, if you are by yourself, because a lot of the time I do spend by myself, a lot of the time I might go and work out by myself, a lot of the time I'll be on the street by myself, but I have this internal competition with someone that I've created in my head. It's kind of like an imaginary figure. And I call it my enemy. My enemy. That's who I compete with. Yeah? I compete with my enemy in my own head. And I do this by visualizing the best version of myself. It's not somebody else. I don't ever compare myself to anyone else. I compare myself to the best version of myself. Now, this guy, he does everything that I should be doing on a day-to-day basis. He takes every single uncomfortable, scary activity, action that he needs to take to become the man that he needs to be. Whereas, he doesn't feel fear, he doesn't get tired, he just does the things that he needs to do. If he sees an attractive girl, he just goes over and speaks to her. No questions asked, no second thoughts, no doubts. He just goes over and does it. That is who I'm in competition with. Now, there's no excuse because he has the same genetics, he's the same person, he's just me. But he's me at the most peak form. He's me at my most optimal. It's almost impossible for me to reach that guy's level because, again, it doesn't feel fear. It doesn't feel tired. It doesn't feel anxiety. Nothing. None of these things affect him. Whereas, obviously, I feel fear. Obviously, I feel tired. That's a natural human, reaction to things sometimes. But having that kind of impossible enemy to try and reach towards will keep you in this state of unlimited motivation, unlimited bravery. When I'm walking down the street and I'm by myself, I don't have my boys in physical realm, in the physical aspect to motivate me. They're not with me, I'm by myself. I can say to myself, my enemy would go and speak to this girl right now. So I'm competing with the best version of myself that I can never reach. Because again, he's got some impossible traits that I can't really emulate in real life. Do you understand? So I'll always be in competition. I can always fall back on that guy to use as motivation. I'm walking down the street, I'm by myself. There's a fit girl walking past. My enemy, the best version of myself that has the body that I want, he's got all the girls that I want, he's got the money that I want, he's got the success that I want. You visualize it vividly in your head. What does he look like? What does he feel like when he looks in the mirror? How does he walk? How does he talk? What life does he live? Use that as motivation. My enemy will go and speak to that girl right now. So I can't pussy out now because the best version of myself would be doing that. And if I don't do it, then I know for the rest of the day I'm a bitch. I'm a lesser version of what I could be. So I don't want to live like that. It's too guilty. It's too guilt-inducing for me to do that. So I've got to do it. The fear of rejection, the possibility, the worst case scenario of me being rejected and her saying no. That is a better outcome than me living the rest of my day as a bitch. Because I know that I didn't perform as well as I could do. And that's what the enemy is giving me the motivation for. Do you understand? So you have this ability to always motivate yourself and always compete against somebody, regardless of whether or not you've actually got friends around you. So it's very, very powerful. And I found this when I started cold approaching girls. Right, some days I just don't feel as confident. Why? And I compared it to the days where I did feel confident. And the only difference was competition. The only difference was I had people around me. Even if it was just subconscious motivation. We didn't actually say to each other, there's a girl over there, go and speak to her, don't be a pussy. We didn't even say anything like that. It was this unspoken thing of like, I'm surrounded by my boys. I can't be a bitch because these guys aren't pussies. So it just gives you this crazy level of motivation. And I think if you can induce that within yourself, no matter what, in your own brain by comparing yourself to your enemy, you'll never feel this kind of, some days I'm on it, some days I'm not. You'll just always be on it. You'll always be in that best case scenario. So I think it's quite important to understand that and to just induce that within yourself. Hello. Hiya. How you doing? You okay? What's that, sorry? Yeah, I've been sitting in a tree. It's quite nice, quite peaceful. Not very far. I wasn't challenging myself or nothing. Just the first one. Just chilling. Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's a nice day today as well. It's not too bad. It looks like it's gonna rain, but
yeah, probably will.
Yeah, it could be worse. In fact, I just said that, then I felt some rage off my face. I jinxed it. I'm sorry. Take care though. Yeah, enjoy your walk. Have a good one. But yeah, bro, I think it's important to just put yourself out there, to just challenge yourself and compare yourself to your enemy rather than anyone else externally, because again, comparison and competition are two different things, aren't they? If you're comparing yourself to people that you can't genetically compete with, there's always an excuse. Well, he's got this and he's the same age as me, but he's got all this money, but he was brought up differently. He has different parents. He's got different mentors, different people around him. He's had a different, completely different life experiences. So comparison is just useless. It's a useless use of your energy, let's say. So I think instead, competition, very healthy. Compete with your enemy. Compete, not compare. Compete with your enemy, and you can do that, with your boys. You can make them your enemy in that sense, in a situation of like, I want to beat this guy in a healthy way. You don't want to get into this negative ego war, but healthy competition is very important. So with that being said, with that in mind, coaching's down below. Come and learn from me and learn from the mistakes that I had to make and all these experiences that I had to go through, the hardship, the embarrassment, the awkwardness. Come and learn from it, and link is in the description below. Coach him. I'll see you there. Bow.